good win. I mean, I'm proud of the team for playing for 60 minutes. We pride ourselves on playing for 60 minutes. They played for 60. We got the ball back with less than a minute there at the end after they kicked the field goal. And we were able to. We were trying to push it out there. We had the 2 timeouts, trying to see if we could push it out there with them playing off coverage and get favorable field position to be able to get into field goal range. And I mean, he popped through there, made a cut, and went, oh boy, he's gone, and he ended up scoring. So good job, good win. We'll enjoy it, but at the same time, there's a lot of things we got to clean up in the game. It really is. We gave up, had a missed field goal and a punt return allowed for a touchdown, right? Yeah, punt return allowed for a touchdown. Had numerous return yardage in there. We got to clean up the coverage teams, make sure we check our personnel and schematically that we're doing the right things, and we're playing with the right type of sense of urgency that we need to. But thought we were able to, when Zach came in, he was able to manage the game in the fourth quarter. And, do some things. So it was a field position game. David had some good punts, but at the same time we gave up some big returns. So it was ebbs and flows of the game. It's an in-conference road game. Their record at this point is not really indicative to the talent on their team. But we came up here to play 60 minutes, and we played 60. And I'm really happy for these guys, and happy for the team, happy for the win.
Okay. Questions? Jackson,
I know Zach had to come in for the final few drives of the game, but is there any update on how Haynes is doing?
We'll know some soon. He's in there enjoying the victory.
Okay.
Can you talk a little bit about just kind of what the thought process was there on that last drive? It seemed like you guys were maybe seeing if you could bust something, but being conservative not to.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying. I mean, we were you want to. When you're in that position, obviously you already have overtime, right? You don't want to give the ball back to them, right? So we want to push it out, see if we can get field positions. We had 2 timeouts, so we had the ability to be able to run the ball, right? Get back on the ball, run it again, right? Hit a timeout, possibly get us closer now for a more higher percentage throw to get it to field goal range, and use the last timeout for the field goal. But
Right down here.
so much for the plan, right?
Correct me if I'm wrong, that last play was a RPO, run pass option. Just talk a little bit about trusting your quarterback to make those reads in a close game.
Yeah, I mean, it's really everybody. You got to trust everybody to make the right reads, and starts with your alignment and getting the call in, alignments, assignments, keys, progressions, reads, all those things. So trust all those guys, put in position to be out there.
Kelly.
It was an interesting game for Zach. He was out on the punt team on one play, covered a punt, and then was on the field as the quarterback on the game-winning drive. Just what went into him being on the punt team? Was that something they're particularly looking for? And then also just I talk about his resilience this season for you guys in different roles.
Yeah, I've said that since the beginning. Zach, proud of Zach. How he's improved as a football player, improved as a quarterback. But he loves playing football, loves playing the game, and you get to this point in the season where you got to make sure you have the best people on the field, and starting to work him in on some special teams as well. Have a role for him there as well to continue the season.
Chad.
What did you say to Jamal after that? What did he say to you?
After the run, I was trying to make sure everybody stayed off the field. We got no penalty. You didn't want to give them another big chunk of free yardage. I'll keep that with me and Jamal.
I'll ask him.
Oh, he'll tell you.
Right down here.
Can you talk about y'all's goal line defense? Because they had multiple stops that pushed them to third and fourth down and milked a lot of clock late in the game. So how was that?
Yeah, you're sitting there, and I think we got to like that 5-minute, 4-minute mark there at the game, and you're playing the odds now in the game with the time of when to take a timeout, not take a timeout, when you get a stop, and but also at the same time you want to put the pressure on them to have to make a decision. So we got down there, we almost had a 4-down stop there. So again, we held them to a field goal, but the situational ball they played decent in there today. And look, guys, I hadn't had a chance to look at all the stats and whatnot, and we'll look at the film. But I mean, looking right here, third downs, they were 4-14 on third. So some of those, but some of those came on some of those short yardage goal line deals.
Okay, Kelly.
There was an interesting play where Haynes threw the long pass down the sideline by Luke. It looked like a bust, but was it designed? Like what? Because he handed the ball off, he faked the handoff to no one to his left, and then it just was a funky looking play. Was that something by design, or was it just a bust?
I agree with you. I agree with you. Yeah, it was funky, all right.
Chad.
We talked all offseason about learning to win and learning to win consistently. Is this a game this team won last year, 2 years ago?
Hypothetical saying that there. I'm glad we won it. I'm glad we showed the resiliency. And we talked about before the game that, the biggest challenge was ourselves. Playing on the road, becoming consistent, being consistent in what we do. Taking those close games and winning close games. And we tried our best to fight ourselves today, and took some good punches at ourselves. But the better half of us ended up winning in the end.
Jonathan.
Yeah, can you talk a little bit, game plan kind of coming in? You guys clearly, always want to run the ball, but was there particular things you saw in the defense that you were kind of looking at and kind of what were those?
That's what's crazy. We talk all the time about taking what they give us. We came into the game not necessarily with this plan, right? And it's about adjustments. It's about that first quarter, seeing what they're doing, and we took some shots down the field. They were playing off, had us playing, trying to keep everything in front of them at times. And then when you look at that, and you see teams are playing quarters coverage and trying to play the best of both worlds. Right? In the past, these guys have been coming downhill. Ball is even token to the running back. Those safeties are like a gun coming down. And today, that running back had the ball in his hand 1 or 2 steps, and they're still sitting there waiting to make sure. So that kind of told us right there. We knew what the plan was. We knew they wanted to keep everything in front of them, so we got to be able to take what they give us and alter, and that's where the run game came from.
Marian's one of the best running backs in the league.
Hands
Got
down.
you one time, but other than that, you bottled him up quite a few times and slowed him down quite a bit. Just can you talk a little bit about what your defense did against them?
Yeah, the one was right before half. Was that
Yeah,
before
the
half?
long run.
Yeah, we got the long run. Looking at it now, 71 yards, and he's a big, strong kid. He's a good football player, really good running back. But defense did. I thought the D line, played well against the run. Kyle played extremely hard. But we did, for the most part. But those one runs, those can be difference makers. And you get in conference games and one-score games. It's exactly what it ended up being. It was one score, and those one big plays can be the difference for sure.
Anything else? Kelly.
You talked about takeaways and getting quarterback pressure as 2 things you wanted to see improve coming off the bye. You got the quarterback pressure day, maybe not as many sacks as you would like, but you definitely impacted him there. And then we're able to create some takeaways off of some of that pressure and some good plays down the field by your defense. Can you just talk about that sort of emphasis starting to come together for you guys?
Yeah, that's what you hope. When you emphasize things like that they start showing up in games, and whether you emphasize them or you don't emphasize them, they don't show up. It's the same thing. So we've really been emphasizing getting the ball, emphasizing the pass rush. I think we got a little greedy in the pass rush there at the end, and left open big seams for the quarterback run. Look, I'd rather not have a sack and have them bottled up and move on to the next down than a quarterback scramble and be able to gain first downs in those critical situations.
Okay. Nothing else? All right, we'll start
That's
bringing
it.
players in. Thank you, Coach.
All right, guys. Go Jackets.